This is the official Leeds United podcast.
Welcome back to the official Leeds United podcast with me, Emma Jones, Matt Lewis, and with us once again is the legend that is Michael Bridges. You can't keep away, Michael.
Can't keep away, have you? I've got the buzz back. I love it. I love anything to do with Leeds. Elland Road, you guys as well. I love chatting to you about football. Bring it on.
Well, Michael, everyone was loving you last week, and I feel as though it's a key part of our chat whenever you join us on the podcast to find out what cuisine you've been having. So it was Monster Munch last week. What's been on the cards today?
Well, do you know, I've been really healthy today. I'm doing a bit of a detox. I had some, you'll be disappointed, I've had some broccoli greens with a bit of chilli and garlic. So that's a good one. Ooh. But I know tonight I'm going to watch another football match. So me and the kids are probably going to be having pies and peas or pies and like sauce or something. So, you know, you've got to mix it and keep it real.
So is that the balance?
Are you hoping like
that's
the broccolis and prep for the evening? I like that.
Correct.
Yeah,
that's good.
Are you hoping, Michael, that like with the scampi crisps, that your children don't like the pies, so you get more of them?
I know they like the pies. I've had it before, so I've got to make sure that they get what they need, because if they don't, they'll be whinging all night, and I can't have that. I want to concentrate on the football.
Right, Matt, how are you? Anything happening in your world since last week?
No, not particularly. I was up in Toronto over the weekend, which was fabulous. Canada is always an amazing place that I thoroughly enjoy visiting. Lots of Leeds fans up there as well. There was a meet. Yeah. There was a meet up there for the Toronto Whites, and I was hoping to get back for the launch. There's going to be a space launch going out of here from Florida this week, but it got scrubbed. So hopefully I'll be there on Saturday after the Brentford game. 3 points and a rocket launch.
Right, well, if you get a free weekend, feel free to give us an invite over, mate. I'll be there and I'll come and join you. We'll talk about Leeds and we'll have a kick around and we'll do some stuff in Florida.
You will always be welcome at the pub with the Orlando Whites, Michael. Always.
Deal.
And Emma, or is that just a single person?
You can come occasionally, but Michael's always welcome.
All Leeds, aren't we? The official Leeds United podcast.
Pat's obviously not with us this week, but we have had a question in that caught our eye. This was sent in by Federico Pasta, who had his own, "What's that, Pat?" He asked, "I want to know why Pluto was once considered a planet and now it's not. Why?" So we put this to our in-house genius, Patrick Bamford, and here is his answer, lads. You ready for this?
Oh, yes. Bring it on.
Hi, guys. Why is Pluto no longer considered a planet? Not entirely sure. I do know that planets have to be round or spherical and orbit the sun, which is kind of what I thought Pluto did. So I actually thought it still was a planet. I'm just going to have a stab in the dark here and say because it's too small.
That's what he's going with, boys. Would either of you like to elaborate further on Pat's answer?
I'm going to go in first because you've gone from one really educated young man and Patty. Now you're going to come to me who didn't get any GCSEs. So what I'm going to go for, I can't give you answers like he's just given about the orbit and the sun and the size of it and all this. I'm just going to say that my only thing to add to this would be that there's only one Pluto, and that is the Walt Disney character. So they've realised that let's just get rid of it and not call it a planet anymore.
Do you know what, Michael? We're gonna roll with yours, but I would like to give you what the internet says. And as we know, that the internet is notoriously incorrect. Okay.
Come on.
It says Pluto is now classified as a dwarf planet because while it is large enough to have become spherical, it's not big enough to exert its orbital dominance and clear the surrounding neighbourhood in its orbit.
So Patty is very, very smart because he knew exactly what he was on about.
He did. Yeah. He actually did to a degree there, didn't he?
So just cut out my answer because I'm going to look really, really stupid. But
I think
one of those dodgy Wikipedia edits. That I think it's definitely the Disney man.
We'll get on there.
Listening on together.
There's really fine margins in these games, and there was that Sinistera chance immediately before they scored, which, you know, whether we buy into the XG or whatever, was a 0.99 on the XG. You know, they're saying it should have been a goal. Yeah. If that goes in, the game could have been a completely different story, couldn't it? It's definitely a positive to take, isn't it?
Fine margins. They go to the Chelsea game when Sterling missed that chance in the first 30 seconds. Could have been a completely different game. and then you ride your luck, and then you dominate, and you go on to do a marvellous performance. That could have been the difference when Sinisterra's chance early on. It all comes down to how clinical you are in the Premier League. That is the major difference between the top to the bottom. You'll get a lot more chances when you're playing lesser teams, and the conversion rate is not as high. When you're in the Premier League and you're playing Champions League and the international football, chances come few and far between against teams that are in and around it. And you've got to be clinical and take them.
Right, well, you mentioned Sinisterra then, Matt. Of course, a great game for him last night. First Premier League start, first Premier League goal. Michael, how is he going to be feeling after that?
He's got to be absolutely buzzing. I think we talked about him on a previous podcast. I said how good he had been in pre-season. And I was so looking forward to seeing him. Me and Tony Dorigo talked about the energy levels, the pace, the forward thinking of this guy. And it's... he's so energetic, it's contagious. And to see him get injured, it was a very, very big setback. And like I think I said, Rodrigo capitalised on his opportunity. And Sinisterra got his chance in the EFL Cup. And I think we saw moments of brilliance in that game. Premier League start. And, if you don't shoot, you don't score. I always used to think, my dad would say one thing, if you don't go to a fair and you don't buy a ticket, how do you win a prize? It's the same in football. You don't shoot, you don't score. And he did. And I don't think it got a deflection. I really think Pickford was blindsided by his own defender. And, Sinisterra's just gone for that little pocket in the bottom corner. And I thought it was a beautiful strike and totally caught everybody off guard. And it kind of kick-started that second half for me. And the belief came back into that Leeds United team. And he's the one that really started that off in the second half.
Listening on together.
Not a bad start to the season for Brentford. Michael, what kind of game are you expecting?
I'm expecting, again, a very, very tactical game. It's not going to be a game that we've just witnessed with Frank Lampard and Everton, because they will not sit back. They will not defend deep. They're going to come, they're going to press high. We're going to do the same. It's going to be fast, frantic and furious. And obviously the games over the years, I think, since the Championship as well, I've always enjoyed watching these two games because a certain defender obviously left Leeds and went there. Pontus Jansson, so he's always up for that kind of battle. They won't have Christian Eriksen this time. Obviously, he's moved on. I think he was a very, very great signing for them.
Yeah, it's a big loss, isn't it?
It's a huge loss. That's their talisman, the man that can create and open doors for them. But again, Ivan Toney and Boomer up front, they're very strong, powerful men. It's how we handle the front third. If we can be very, very defensively astute and not give the ball away in dangerous areas, yeah, it's going to be a hell of a game.
This is the official Leeds United podcast.